Hey. I don't know if this is working, but we're gonna find out what's going on, internet. If you're tuning in to a past broadcast, if you're watching this non-live, I'm gonna recommend you skip to about the 5-minute mark. We'll be starting our flow up in like 5 minutes. What's up, Louise? Good to see you. It's been too long. Hello, right back. Who else do we have here? If there are any names I would know, tell me your name. Hey, Zainab. I was so bummed when they canceled the Columbia rendezvous for Earth Treks. The day before, you had all those treats. I saw that Instagram post. It looked so good, and then we lost it. Oh, what a shame. Hi, Laura. This is gonna make me miss everybody so much. Oh, man. How's the volume sound? Can you hear me from back here and still hear the music at all? Give me a little thumbs up if the volume is okay, one of those likes, or give me a comment if I need to talk louder or make the music louder or anything else. Sweet. Okay. I think we've got like 1 minute till the hour, so we'll get started in just a minute. What's up, Em? Does anybody have any stuff they want to work out in the body today? Anything feeling tight? My idea was just like yoga for stress relief, because I feel like it's a stressful time. I'm also thinking that we'll flow for the first 30 minutes or so and kind of warm up. Once we're nice and warm, we might workshop some particular poses. So if you've got stuff you want to work on later on, in the comfort of your home is one of the best places to work on it, because nobody can see you trying and there's none of that peer pressure. So keep in mind what you want to work to today. And then for the last like 15 minutes or so, we're gonna get after it. Twists and lower back. I love it. I agree wholeheartedly. We've got some sore legs as well, so we'll try and stretch out the hamstrings, definitely. What's up, Sarah? What's up, Britt? Hey, Scott. All right, we've got a crew. We're gonna get started. So if everybody can set themselves up, see if you got a yoga mat or a towel or a carpet or anything, and then find a nice, comfortable seat. And I'm gonna encourage, it's not required. I know with the video, it's a little different than being in the room, and the urge is just to kind of watch. but I'm going to encourage you to do it. So if you can come into a seat and work through the postures with me, that's awesome. From your comfortable seat, shrug your shoulders back, lift your spine tall, and then close your eyes. Let your hands rest anywhere that's comfortable. Let's deepen the breaths. Can you take deeper breaths than you've taken all day so far? Balancing out some of the shallow and more stressful breaths that carry us. Two more. And even if you haven't gotten all the way situated on your mat yet, start to get yourself together and get the breath here even deeper, maybe audible. Inhaling long through the nose, sighing out through the mouth. Keeping eyes closed, we'll start to link breath to movement. With an inhalation, lift your arms up to the sides and then to the sky. Palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Twice more. Inhale, arms extend out and up, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to lift. And exhale, hands to heart. Bow your head down towards your fingertips. Lift your chest up to your thumbs. Can you set an intention for your practice today? In a world where a lot of our guidance is coming from us externally right now, what can you hold on to inside yourself? What self-direction feels good and right? Take a deep breath, solidify that intention, maybe say it in your mind like a mantra. We'll bring our breaths and our intention with us as we start to flow. Blink your eyes open. Thank you all for being here. Give me a wave. If you give me one more wave so I can see who all's here with me. Hi, everybody. Plant your hands back behind you. Lift your gaze, lift your chest, and then lift your hips up towards the sky. Exhale the hips down to the mat. Come over onto a tabletop on your mat. Wrists under shoulders. If you'd like to send the fingertips from forwards out to the sides or back behind the body, you could stretch the wrists a little more. Cat and cow. Inhale to let the belly drop, the gaze lift. And exhale, round the spine. Twice more. Then, staying on the toenails, bring the fingertips back towards the front of the mat. Can you lift your knees off the ground right from this position? So you're not on your tiptoes, you're actually on the toenails. It should feel a little awkward to hold. Should start to build a little bit of good heat. Hold for a full breath cycle. Can you practice a deep and giving breath even through an uncomfortable position? And then keep lifting the hips up and back. Roll over the toes if that feels okay. Downward facing dog. First few breaths really gentle. Paddle out the feet. Then let's start to deepen the stretch. Bend the knees back behind you. Stretch out the back. Let the heels come down. Stretch out the legs. Look up forwards towards the fingertips, towards the top of the mat. Tiptoe the feet forward just a couple inches at a time. Land in a forward fold.
Inhale, lift halfway to a flat back.
Exhale, fold forwards.
Inhale, arms rise to the sky.
Exhale, hands to heart, and we'll keep on flowing. Inhale to lift. Dive or fold your way forwards.
Inhale, lift halfway, monk.
Plant the hands, walk or step the feet back. Let's take 3 breaths in our high plank. If you're like here, can you press more through the hands and let your hips get a tiny bit lower. Make sure your tiptoes are right underneath your heels. So make this all a little more challenging, a little more engaging. Hey Lindsay, great to have you. Lower down and let's hold a low chaturanga, continuing to build heat. Keep your hips a little lifted. Upper arms parallel to the ground for 5, 3, 2, inhale, cobra or up dog. Breathe a couple breaths here. And then down and back, child's pose. Settle in, get comfortable.
Get cozy. Maybe a little more peaceful. You could let your hands come back behind you for full child's. Plant your hands on your low back from wherever they are right now. Inhale, lift the chest up. Lift the hips up. And then find a gentle back bend. Hug your elbows in towards each other as if they could touch each other back behind you. If it feels okay, lift the gaze or keep the chin down to the chest, a little gentler for the neck. Keep the back bend. Inhale the arms to the sky. Exhale, plant the hands, downward facing dog. We'll flow through a bit of a warrior sequence. Keep building up some warmth in the body. Inhale the right foot up and back behind you. Step the right foot forwards, warrior 1, back heel down, arms to the sky. I like to step the feet farther apart on the mat to sink lower into the hips. Bring your hand down to your heart. Shrug your shoulders. Press your pinky toe into the mat a little more. Could you close your eyes? Practice a few breaths in a quiet place that's still strong with your eyes closed. Spending internal time in a strong place with the body. Inhale, arms to the sky. Reach up and back, blink the eyes open. Plant the hands, straighten the legs. If this is hard to get down to the ground, you could have your hands on your shins, or I usually just like to scooch the back leg forwards a little bit. Trying to get both legs straight and stretching in a pyramid pose. If you want a deeper stretch, you could clasp your hands and lift. Ooh, that might be a little much for me right now. 2 or 3 breaths. Try and bring your abdomen still closer to your thighs so you're getting more of your low body, your hamstrings, and your lumbar spine in the stretch. Then plant your hands with active fingertips on either side of the front foot. We're going to find a standing split on our way to forward fold. You'll inhale, kick the back leg up and back. Lift it as high as you can. Get the top of the head lower down to the ground. Stretch for 5, 4, 3, 2, forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, find the flat back. Lift the shoulders a little more than you think.
Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms rise to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart, and we'll keep on going. Inhale to lift. Maybe diving this time with arms out. Inhale, sweeping up halfway. Planting your hands, walking, stepping, or floating your way back to chaturanga. After your chaturanga exhale, inhale to lift. And then downward dog.
2-3 breaths, pedal out the feet. If you're getting warm, maybe take some water. Take a child's or a hero. When you're ready to keep moving, inhale the left foot up and back behind you. Step the left foot forwards, warrior one, arms to the sky. Hands to heart. Shrug the shoulders back. Close the eyes. 2-3 breaths. Can you connect while you're here with the intention you set? Connect with some of the strength of movement, just moving the body. Holding the muscular contraction. Holding more of the flexibility. Sink deeper for one breath. Inhale, arms up and back. Blink the eyes, open pyramid pose. Fold down. This might be good. You might bring hands to shins. Or you might scooch the back foot forwards and the toes a little more forwards like I do. I don't usually need cues to make this one a deeper stretch because I'm not super flexible. But if you're looking for them, bring your left hip back more and your right hip forwards more. We'll set up for our standing split on this side. Plant the hands solid into the mat. With a big inhalation, sweep the right leg up and back, the top of the head low down to the ground. Lift the right toes as high as you can, and the top of the head as low as you can for 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands to heart. And then shake out the body. Take a moment for yourself. Nice, everybody. What's going on, Rafi, Q, Mia? Good to see you all. We're going to warm up a little balance as we keep going. So you can do this from standing up. Any surface is good. Ground down your right foot, and we'll find a tree pose. Left knee opens up. Maybe you bring the foot up to the calf, or maybe up to the thigh. I'm off center on the screen. That's gonna bother me. Cool. Shrug your shoulders back. If you're feeling comfortable, lift your branches. You could practice lifting your gaze, it's harder. Or you could even try closing your eyes. We're gonna try to spend time here, so we'll think 15, 20 seconds. Notice where your mind goes with the quiet. Is that a place you want to be spending time? Here for 7, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to keep going with our balance work. Reach both your hands underneath the left foot. Extend the left leg. Under the thigh is option 1. Option 2, your yoga toe grip. Take your finger gun, 2 pointer fingers, wrapped around your big toe, thumb around your fingers. Extend the leg up and forwards from here. Here for 7, 5, 3, 2. Bring the left leg out to the left side of the body. Here is option 1, supporting the thigh. It'll probably look like that. And then here's option 2 with our toe grip. 7, 5, 3, 2, 1. Last is a dancer's pose. Reach the foot back behind you. Catch the big toe edge of it, the inside edge of it. As you start to lean forwards, we'll kick the leg up and back. Try and keep the leg over to the left a little bit. Here for 7, 5. As if you could get the leg higher than the head back behind you. 3, 2, 1. Forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Shake the body, release. That was a lot. Good job. We'll take a second. Nice, everybody. Hey, Danny. Hey, Rob. Hey, Christina and Holly. I'm so glad you all are here. This is really fun. Okay, so we're going to warm up the other side, balance, tree toes, 20 seconds or so, and then that full hip rotation, all 3 postures. Take your right leg, spread the toes if you can, ground it down. Open up the knee. Excuse me, this is your left leg grounding down, your right knee open. Bring the right foot up towards the calf or towards the thigh. Hands to heart is great. Hands up is also great. We're going to be here 20 seconds. You could practice lifting gaze, lifting arms, closing eyes. If you're feeling very confident, you could practice moving, wobbling around in your tree, weathering the storm. Keep pressing a lot through the inside heel. We tend to go to the toes more than the heel for balance, and we tend to go to the big toe a lot. That inside heel of the foot can help a lot more than we think. In tree pose, the body tends to go out like this. So if you can keep yourself straighter up, point up to the ceiling with more active muscular engagement, that's great. Here for 5. Take a deep breath to set you up for the next postures. Reach both your hands underneath the leg. Here's option 1, hands under thighs. Option 2, your yoga toe grip. Wrap 2 pointer fingers around the big toe, thumb around the fingers, and extend up and forwards. Oh, always so much tighter on this side. Here for 7, 4, 3, 2. Next out to the side. Here's option 1, option 2, or reaching for the toe, option 3. 7, 5. Last back behind the body for dancer's pose. See how gradually you can come into the shape. So almost as if you're floating into it, extending forward and up as you float. 7, 5, 4, 3, 2. Plant the hand. Whoa! Plant the other hand. Plant the leg. Forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Shake the body. A little more with the feet. Take your toes, either foot, punch your toenails and push them down into the mat. Put pressure onto them. Then pressure onto the tips of the toes, and then roll the ankle out once in each direction. Do the same with the other foot, toenails first, tips of the toes, roll out the ankle, and then take a moment, take some water, or tell me in the chat which poses you want to work to today, because we're going to start working towards some of the harder ones. Hi Chelsea, hi Annette, great to see you both. Alright, I've got a little lag on my time, so I'll check the chat in a second. We're going to keep flowing, keep building more heat and more warmth. Let's warm up the top of the head and the neck muscles. So come on down to a seat on the mat from wherever you are right now. Let the hands rest and then roll the neck once in each direction. Go so slow. Think a couple breaths just for one rotation. Plant the hands back behind you. Roll the wrists first, once or twice. Bring all the fingers in once or twice. And then plant the hands back behind you and lift the chest, lift the hips once more. Open up the body. And release the hips back down to the ground. Let's see what people had to say. Holly wants to work on inversions. We will. Lindsay says boat. We'll do boat as our warm-up for our inversions. Hip openers are great. And first-time yoga people, Alice, Patrick, Sam, and Alex. Thank you all for joining. It's a great first time to try, although we're gonna work on some hard stuff, so know that that stuff usually takes a little practice. Let's get those hips first, then we'll warm up the core, and then we'll work towards some of the inversions. From your seat in the middle of your mat, send your left leg long and out towards the left. Bring your right leg into the thigh. If you put it by the knee, that's a little easier. Or you can make this a little tauter, a little tighter in the hips by sliding the foot back like an archer, tightening up a bowstring so that the heel is closer towards the same side hip. That's hard for me, so I'm going to be right in the thigh in the middle. Bring your abdomen over your thigh. Inhale, arms to the sky. Fold forwards. Maybe a generous bend in the knee helps here. Makes this a little more of a full body stretch. Or if you press the bottom of the knee crease firmly into the ground, that stretches the calf, the hamstring, and the lower body more. You'll notice in my back that I still round the spine in all my folds. I'm trying to work on that, so I'm trying to bring the low back into this more by inhaling and lifting, finding length, and then exhaling and folding to a more gradual curve through the back. Let's make this a little deeper. Bring your left hand down to the floor. If it doesn't quite get there, rest it on the leg like that. Or you could hook the thumb underneath the calf. Lift your right arm to the sky. Hand could rest on the head. Try and lift the chest and the shoulder as much as you can. Or you could even reach the arm over the head like this for a deeper stretch. Trying to get the right ribs closer towards the right thigh. Some of you who are very flexible might reach out and grab the pinky toe edge of the foot. A few breaths. We'll release both arms up to the sky with an inhalation. Both feet long and wide. All right, my least favorite of all of them Before you fold, plant your hands back behind you, and then send your abdomen a little farther forward. Send your hips a little farther back. So set yourself up with more of the fold in the hips before we even work through the spine. Get your obliques closer to the tops of your thighs. Then we'll inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale and fold. If you don't get as far as you'd like to, you could keep your arms lifted, and then gravity in your body position will help you get a little farther over time. You could also reach for the feet or the legs for leverage. Just a couple breaths here. Inhale, arms to the sky. Hands to heart. Plant the hands behind the body. One more heart opener. Lift the gaze, the chest, and if you'd like, lift the hips, point the toes. Exhale, hips down. Bring the right foot in towards the left. This would be a little easier. The more you slide the foot back and out, the harder the setup for yourself. So pick whatever feels right for your body in the moment. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale to fold. Few breaths. Good to have you with us, Mike. Next, the tricky part, opening up from here. So bring the right hand inside or on top of the leg, left arm to the sky. So this might be all that looks like, and that's great. Or you could come here, just a place to let the hand rest. If you've got a little more, hook the thumb, catch the thumb. A thumb catch, just like climbing. Lift the elbow. And maybe arm overhead. This side's always tighter, maybe trying to get towards the pinky toe edge of the foot. That's really deep. So take care of yourself, and always in yoga, make sure a bind or a reach or a catch doesn't come at the expense of the rest of the posture or the body being in a good place. Inhale, arms to the sky. Release the thumb catch. Feet together, hands together, soles of the feet. Bring the hands to the arches, thumbs to arches. Lift your abdomen forward and your shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale, use the elbows to press down into the knees, gentle hip open. And let's play with a tricky transition just to see how it goes. Can you get your heels closer to your hips, closer to your groin? Reach one hand back and one hand forward. You could actually press into your backhand and see if you can pop the hips off the ground. So you're just on the blade edges, on the pinky toe edges of the feet. If that's going okay with a mixed stance with the arms, could you bring both your arms forwards? Or, even more tricky, balance your thumbs, your hands off the ground. So my hips are slightly lifted an inch or two right now. It's hard to see from this position, but I promise it's happening. Then, we'll see if we can transition all the way to our yogic squat. So you'd have to roll from the pinky toe edges of your feet to the tiptoes of the feet. That might take a little hop, or it might not happen at all. Wherever you are right now, let's meet in our tiptoe squat with the heels lifted and balancing the hands on the thighs. Shrug your shoulders back.
Malasana, yogic squat is next. Step your feet out, toes out, and see if you can get your heels all the way on the ground and sink down. You might lift your gaze or you might bow your head. If you're here, try and come up more, elbows closer to knees. Let's see if we can warm up our crow posture. You'll plant the hands on the ground in front of you. You'll start to tilt your body weight forwards. Make sure your knees are connected to your upper arms above the elbow. They could be resting on top of the arms or they could be squeezing into the arms from the outside, as long as they're above the elbow. That lets you bend at the elbow so that you can make a shelf for the arms. Maybe come onto your tiptoes, maybe one toe up, maybe both toes up. Here for 7. If you're feeling really comfortable, you can practice straightening the arms and lifting the gaze. Oh, I'm not gonna get up there. 5, 4, 3, 2, move back towards your chaturanga. Inhale to lift the chest, and then take a tabletop, tuck your toes, hop your way forwards to your yogic squat. Right back where we started. From your yogic squat, lift your feet off the ground, reach your hands up and sit your hips right down and back. Boop. Boat pose, requested earlier. Maybe arms are at the sides, maybe lift the legs a little taller. Let's work the core here for 7, 6, get your abdomen closer to your thighs. 5, 4, seconds are getting a little longer. Straighten the legs. 3, 2, let's find a full hollow body. Arms up is option 1, or back behind you is option 2. 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, hug your knees to your chest. Rock left and right, side to side. Send the left leg forwards. Reach both hands around the pinky toe edge of the right foot. Lift up and back with the knee out as if you were going to reach the foot back towards behind the head. Option 1, passive, gentle, head on the mat. Body position and gravity does the work. Option 2, more active reach and more active stretch. Here for 7. Both hands to the sole of the foot, extend up and out, and then switch sides and release. Nice job, you all. Hug the left knee towards the chest. Wrap the hands around the pinky toe edge, the outside edge of the left foot. Reach up and back. Head on the mat is a great option. Or a little more active is also a great option. Here for 7, 5, 4, and slow release. Lift your way up towards the seat and all the way to a forward fold. So dynamic movement. Inhale up, exhale, fold, take a couple breaths. And then release, drag the hands, cross the legs. Nice, you all. We had seated twists, or twisting through the hips and the lower back requested at the start of class. So we'll take a few of those. Send your right foot forwards and long. Cross your left foot over the right. Now option 1 is stay right here with the legs. Option 2 is take your right foot and bring it back to the body. You'll bring your right arm
to the elbow crease like this. Your left hand back behind you or to the ribs. Or, for a little more, you could palm the hand down, try and get the tricep all the way around the leg. Look back behind you over the shoulder. But see how much of the twisting you can do in the abdomen and the core. Don't bother straining the neck too much here. Sit up a little taller, make sure you're not leaning back or putting tons of body weight into the hand back behind you. Then a little more challenge. Take the left foot, which is down in front of you on the ground, and see if you can work it up the thigh. This would be called a half lotus kind of shape. And if you can get there and that feels okay, some of you might think about connecting the foot to the hand back behind the body. So reaching the hand around and trying to grab. All of your right hands can come onto the left knee. And think about pushing the knee down, palming the knee. This is a bound half lotus, and it's a warm-up for the full lotus shape that we'll try to make. If you're not anywhere close to this, just stretching in crisscross or in this earlier shape we were in is a great choice. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Bring the soles of the feet together. Release the legs, sway side to side. If something's tweaky, if something's tight, they usually are for me. Let it open up. Should feel good. Then we'll get the other side. We'll send the left foot long in front of the body. Reach the right knee over top of the leg. Now doing all of these from this position is great. It's a little more accessible. Or if you'd like more, slide this front foot, slide this left foot back behind you. You could hook the elbow around the knee. That feels always so cozy to me, so it's what I usually do. Or the deeper option is trying to bring the hand outside, the tricep outside the knee. Hands can rest on the ground back behind you, or you can reach your hands to the ribs. Keep lifting tall through the spine. If this is nice where you are, that's perfect. If you'd like a little more, bring your front foot and work it up the leg. Think about getting the foot all the way into the hip crease and getting the knee a little lower. Some of you might be able to reach out and try and touch, or even grab onto the foot. I don't usually get it here. Oh, that's tight. Palm the hand down to the knee to let the knee get lower. Look over the shoulder, back behind you. And then release, arms to the sky with an inhale. Exhale, hands to heart, unwind the legs. Nice job, you all. So we're gonna practice our inversions, our tripod headstand a little bit. And for this one, I like it because there's no momentum and anybody can practice this as long as you're not on a really obnoxious hardwood floor. If you're on wood, maybe find a blanket or roll up, double up your mat once, or if you're used to it, that could be okay. We'll start by just warming up the neck. This puts a little pressure into the head and neck since we're balancing on the head and neck. So we want all the small muscles around the cervical spine to feel active and engaged before we get into this. To do that, you'll come into tabletop. Put your head down on the mat, And then roll forwards and backwards, maybe even gentle side to side. For a little deeper, you could lift your arms up and back behind you. And that adds a little more pressure, a little more body weight into the head. And then inhale, lift your way back up. Hero's pose. We'll sit our hips down to our heels, and our hands on our knees. Nice, you all. So I'm going to demo one tripod headstand. You can watch this first one so you can see what we're getting into, and then we'll all try it together. The setup is your hands, fingers spread, and hands are down on the mat. A lot of people put their head in between their hands, and you need the head in front of the hands. So imagine you're making a triangle, like a tripod, with your 3 points of contact with the ground. Then you'll tuck your toes back behind the body. Lift the knees off the ground. You'll walk the feet forwards, and then you'll try and get one knee to an upper arm. That's tricky. Even trickier is both knees to upper arms. Holding this is great practice. It's practice for crow and practice for going upside down. Right now, my hips are really far back behind me. I want to go down instead of going up. So if I'm going to send my body up more, I need to bring my hips forwards, almost like my knees to my armpits. And maybe you can practice holding your little egg shape, or maybe you could send the legs up to the sky. And then we'll all give that a try together. Anytime you're upside down, make sure on the way down, I didn't just do it, but if you split your legs open, that helps you lower down with a little bit more control. Also make sure it's the top of your head up here and not the far head here that's connected down to the mat. We'll give it a shot together. Plant your hands down on the mat and then head down in front of the fingers. Make a triangle. Top of the head, not far head. Tuck the toes, lift the knees off the ground. Walk the feet forwards. Try one knee or maybe both knees to upper arms. Sometimes people land with their thighs on the arms like this. That's a good place to start. But eventually you want the shins all the way up on the arms because that's going to give you more height and more lift. You could then think about bringing your heels to your hips, sending your hips more forwards, or finding your egg shape, or even legs up to the sky. If you're feeling comfortable, you can make shapes with the body, or do a little less balance with the hands and try and get a little more pressure onto the head itself. Practice for 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, slow release. Inhale, lift your way back up towards your hero's pose. And then roll out the neck. Nice. We'll take a second, catch our breath. Tell me how that went, everybody. Whoa, congratulations to Wendy for your first crow pose. That's amazing. That's a tricky, tricky place to first come up off the ground. Way to go, Wendy. Happy to be a part of it. So if we could, since we've got 15 minutes left, get one more challenging pose you'd like to work on or workshop together, and then we're going to take some cool down stretches and of course our Shavasana to end our class. Let me know where else you'd like to explore. If nobody says anything, I think we're going to look at hurdler's pose, our Ekapada Kundayasana. I'm glad you've been having a good time, John. Me too. Zainab, congratulations on your crow. Well done. Way to go, Lara. Getting upside down without the wall is awesome. It's so fun what we can put together when nobody's watching. Pressure's off, we're just there with ourselves. That can make a big difference. Alright, well I'll tell you what. I think we'll do a couple more deep stretches down on the mat, and then we'll find a peaceful place to end on. So if you could, scoot yourself right to the middle of your mat so that you've got room to roll onto your back behind you. We'll take our spinal twists. Option 1 is letting both knees come down to the right. If your knees don't naturally rest together, mine don't, you could bring your right hand down on top of the right leg. And this is plenty deep for me. A lot of people who are very flexible don't feel quite so much here. So if you'd like more, you could extend either leg. You could extend your left leg, your bottom leg, to the front of the mat, or you could extend your right leg out to the side. Do all of that while trying to keep your left shoulder down on the ground. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes. And start to catch gentle breath. If you've been here since the start, can you check in with that intention that you set for yourself? And regardless of how your intention has been going, can you thank yourself for that direction, for that focus, for that choice, and what you're honoring and what you're paying attention to today? Think 4 breaths and start to find those really deep breaths we began with. Find more fluidity and movement with the breath through the body, even as the body starts to settle into a stiller place externally. Inhale your knees to your chest. Plant your feet down on the ground. Plant the hands. Heels underneath the knees. Inhale, lift the hips towards a bridge pose. And then let's try to find more flexibility. Let's try and get the hips higher. Maybe you can get the hips high enough that the hands can be on the outside of the hips and find even more lift. Or some of you might get the hands inside and underneath the hips or the low back. 2 or 3 breaths. Try and keep your knees together. And exhale, lower down, slow and controlled. Bring both your knees over to the left side of your space. You could rest the left hand on top of the top knee. Gaze is gentle and soft towards the ceiling, over the fingertips, or you can close the eyes. Shoulder blade on the ground is more restorative, or if you're stretching a lot and lifted, that's a little more active. Both great choices. We'll take good time. On this side, can you think of any active processing that's worth doing for yourself before we get to Shavasana? So if you have any tension, pressure, heat you don't need inside yourself, use deep breaths, breathe through it. And with the movement of the breath, exhale it outside of yourself. Keep breathing out whatever you don't need, whatever isn't serving you right here and right now. 2, 3 breaths in this shape. Bring your knees back towards the body. Happy baby as our last stretch. Reach for the outside edges of the feet. Lift up and out. If you'd like more before you settle in, you could extend one leg and then the other. Or you could extend both legs or roll back to your plow pose, whatever feels good for you, whatever movement and stretch feels right. And then when you're ready, we'll find our Shavasana pose. Extend both your legs long towards the front corners of the mat. Arms can rest on the sides. Find this shape or any other comfortable shape. And we'll really prioritize the comfort here. So if you've got a blanket, a pillow, you're in your home, bring that with you. Spend time in a place that feels peaceful and easy. Check in one last time with that intention that you set. Let go of your focus in the mind. Let go of all of the mental work you might be doing. Let go of some of the background processing, the planning, the expectations, the worry. Spend more time alongside yourself as you are, okay with yourself in this moment. Not as you're working to be, not as you're moving to be, but here and now, alongside yourself. The time here is yours.
Start to come back with an inhalation. Start to find movement in the body, wiggle fingers, toes, knees, wrists, roll out the neck, the ankles, little movements. When you're ready, a wake up stretch that could be reaching and extending, it could be splaying open, whatever feels right to set off the rest of your evening, and then we'll meet up towards any seat on the mat. From your comfortable seat, lift your spine tall, shrug your shoulders back, close your eyes. Inhale, arms to the sides in the sky, palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Thank you for sharing our space here today. And thank you for spending this time alongside yourself and taking care of yourself. Namaste. Awesome job, everybody. I really appreciate it. I was worried that this would kind of feel very much like a solo experience where I'm just talking to myself, which I do all the time, but having all the comments here provided a lot of direction and really helped me know what to work on. Extra congratulations to everybody who got to new places with your first crow, first inversion. That is so cool. Please shoot me a friend request if we aren't friends. That way, when I do another one of these and you come into the room, I'll be able to give you a little wave because I only see the names of the people who are my friends when they're coming in. And then also make sure you're following all of the Earth Treks pages. We've got our 5 East Coast pages, of course. We've got Rockville, Crystal City, Hamden, Columbia, Timonium. But then we're also doing this at Planet Granite, at Movement. So you've got a big choice of content here to get after. And it's all going to be free and totally accessible right now. So follow them all. Explore some of the instructors who we've never met before, because I know they've got some good stuff for you. Appreciate your being here today. If you have any questions about anything, let me know, and otherwise, thanks to everybody saying thank you, and to everyone who is practicing. Peace.